Most people think their attention is broken. They sit down to read and their mind drifts in 30 seconds. They start a project and check their phone 5 times in 10 minutes. They try to have a conversation and realize they didn't hear half of what was said. And they blame themselves. They assume they're weak, lazy, or somehow fundamentally different from people who can concentrate. But that's not what's happening. Your attention isn't broken. It's been trained by systems designed to capture it, fragment it, and keep you coming back. This audiobook will teach you how attention actually works, why it got damaged, and the most direct path to rebuild it without apps, courses, or complicated systems. This is about clarity, about understanding the mechanics of your brain so you can take control back. You're not going to will your way to better focus. You're going to engineer it. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why your attention collapsed. Your attention didn't fail you, it was stolen. For the last 20 years, every app, platform, and device you've used was designed by engineers whose only job was to keep you looking, not to help you, not to make you better, to keep you engaged. And they succeeded. Here's how it works. Every time you get a notification, see a like, or scroll past something interesting, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that tells your brain something rewarding just happened. It doesn't matter if the reward was meaningful. The brain doesn't care. It just wants more. So you check again, and your brain starts expecting it. Over time, anything slower than that instant feedback starts to feel boring. Reading a book feels too slow. A conversation without stimulation feels empty. Your brain has been conditioned to expect constant novelty. When it doesn't get it, you feel restless. This isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix. The first step is simple. Stop blaming your character. You're not lazy. You've been living in an environment engineered to destroy sustained focus. Once you see that clearly, you can start reversing it. Chapter 2. How attention actually works. Attention is not a personality trait. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows when you use it and weakens when you don't. Your brain has 2 attention systems. The first is called bottom-up attention. That's when something grabs your focus automatically. A loud noise, a flashing light, a notification. You don't choose it, it hijacks you. The second system is top-down attention. That's when you deliberately decide what to focus on and hold it there. Reading, writing, listening to someone without interrupting. This system requires effort. It's powered by a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. Here's the problem. Every time you let bottom-up attention take over, you weaken your top-down system. Every time you switch tasks, check your phone, or give in to distraction, you make it harder to focus the next time. But the reverse is also true. Every time you choose what to focus on and stay there, you strengthen that system. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Your attention isn't fixed, it's trainable, and the training starts with one decision at a time. Chapter 3. The 15-minute rule. You don't need to meditate for an hour. You don't need to read for 3 hours straight. You just need 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the threshold where your brain starts to settle. In the first 5 minutes, you're restless. Your mind is looking for an exit. By minute 10, it starts to calm. By 15, you've entered a different state. You're actually focusing. Most people quit before they get there. They feel the discomfort of the first 5 minutes and assume they can't focus. But discomfort is part of the process. It's your brain adjusting from high stimulation mode to deep focus mode. If you push through, it gets easier. Here's the practice. Pick one thing, a book, a project, a conversation. Commit to 15 minutes of uninterrupted attention. No phone, no tabs, no checking anything, just you and the task. The first few times will feel hard. That's expected. But after a week, you'll notice something. The restlessness fades faster. Your mind settles quicker. You're rebuilding the muscle. Start with 15 minutes. Once that feels natural, go to 30, then an hour. But don't skip the 15. That's where the rebuilding happens. Chapter 4. Single tasking is the only way. Multitasking is a lie. Your brain cannot focus on two things at once. What you're actually doing is task switching, and every time you switch, you lose time and energy. Research shows it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully return to a task after an interruption. 23 minutes. That means if you check your phone once while working, you just lost half an hour of deep focus. Most people don't realize this. They think they're being efficient by juggling tasks, but they're actually destroying their ability to think clearly. Every switch creates something called cognitive residue. Part of your brain is still thinking about the last thing you were doing, so you're never fully present for anything. The solution is brutally simple. One task at a time, one screen, one focus. When you're reading, you're reading. When you're writing, you're writing. When you're talking to someone, your phone is in another room. This will feel unnatural at first. You'll want to check something. You'll feel the pull. Let it be there. Don't act on it. The pull will fade, and over time, your brain will stop generating it as often. Single tasking isn't about being slow. It's about being effective. You'll get more done in less time because you're actually focused, not scattered. Chapter 5. Boredom is the training ground. If you can't tolerate boredom, you can't rebuild attention. Boredom is not the enemy. It's the signal that your brain is detoxing from overstimulation. When you feel bored, what you're actually feeling is withdrawal. Your brain wants a hit of novelty. It wants something fast and easy. And when it doesn't get it, it panics. Most people react to boredom by reaching for their phone, scrolling, checking, filling the gap. But every time you do that, you're reinforcing the problem. You're teaching your brain that discomfort should be avoided. The fix is counterintuitive. Sit with the boredom. Let it be there. Don't try to fix it or distract yourself from it. Just notice it. Feel it. Wait. What happens next is important. After a few minutes, the boredom starts to shift. Your mind begins to wander naturally. You start thinking about things you haven't thought about in weeks. Ideas surface. Clarity emerges. This is where creativity lives. Not in constant stimulation, in stillness, in the space between distractions. Practice this once a day. Sit somewhere with nothing to do, no phone, no book, no task, just 5 minutes of doing nothing. It will feel uncomfortable. That's the point. You're rewiring your tolerance for stillness, and that's where attention rebuilds. Chapter 6. Protect your morning. The first hour of your day determines the quality of your attention for the rest of it. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone, email, news, messages. They start the day in reactive mode. Their brain gets flooded with other people's priorities, problems, and noise. And once that happens, it's almost impossible to regain control. Your attention is strongest in the morning. Your prefrontal cortex is rested. Your willpower is high. If you waste that time on distraction, you've lost your best hours. The solution is simple but non-negotiable. No phone for the first hour. Not on silent, not face down. In another room. Instead, Use that hour to do something that requires focus. Read, write, think, move your body. Anything that trains your attention instead of scattering it. This one change will have a bigger impact than anything else in this audiobook because it sets the tone. It tells your brain that you're in charge, not the notifications, not the algorithms, you. If you can't do an hour, start with 30 minutes, but commit to it. Protect that time like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Chapter 7. Build attention through movement. Your body and your brain are not separate. When you move, your attention improves. Exercise increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. It releases chemicals that help your brain focus and process information. It reduces stress hormones that cloud your thinking. All of this makes it easier to pay attention, but it doesn't have to be intense. A 20-minute walk is enough. The key is consistency. Moving your body every day trains your brain to regulate itself better. There's another benefit. When you exercise, you practice sustaining effort. You do something hard and you stay with it. That's the same skill you need for attention. You're not just training your body, you're training your mind to tolerate discomfort and keep going. If you sit all day and wonder why you can't focus, this is part of the answer. Your brain needs movement to function well. It's not optional, it's foundational. Start small, a walk after lunch, 10 minutes of stretching in the morning. Anything that gets you out of the chair and into your body, the attention boost will follow. Chapter 8. Use environment as a tool. Your environment controls your attention more than your willpower ever will. If your phone is on the desk, you will check it. If the TV is on, you will look at it. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. This isn't weakness, it's how the brain works. It responds to what's in front of it. So change what's in front of it. Remove distractions before you start working. Put your phone in another room. Close all tabs except the one you need. Clear your desk. The fewer options your brain has, the easier it is to focus. This is called environmental design. You're not relying on self-control. You're making focus the path of least resistance. Most people try to fight their environment with willpower, and they lose every time. Because willpower is limited. Environment is constant. If you want lasting change, engineer your surroundings so the right behavior is automatic. This works everywhere. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. If you want to focus on work, go somewhere without distractions. If you want better conversations, put phones away during meals. You are not separate from your environment. You are shaped by it. Design it intentionally, and your attention will follow. Chapter 9. The Power of Monotasking Rituals. Rituals signal to your brain that it's time to focus. Before you start a task, do the same small action every time. Brew tea. Take 3 deep breaths. Open a specific notebook. It doesn't matter what the ritual is. What matters is the consistency. Over time, that action becomes a trigger. Your brain learns that when you do this, focus follows. It's the same principle athletes use before a performance. The ritual prepares the mind. This works because your brain loves patterns. It's always looking for shortcuts. When you repeat the same sequence, your brain recognizes it and shifts into the corresponding state automatically. You're not inventing willpower every time you need to focus. You're building a pathway. And the more you use that pathway, the faster it activates. Pick one ritual. Keep it simple. Do it before every focused work session. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice the shift. Your brain will settle faster. The resistance will shrink. Rituals remove friction, and the less friction you have, the easier it is to stay consistent. That's where attention rebuilds. Not in bursts, in steady, repeated practice. Chapter 10. Sleep is non-negotiable. If you're not sleeping enough, nothing else in this audiobook will work. Sleep is when your brain consolidates learning, clears waste, and restores the systems that control attention. When you're sleep-deprived, your prefrontal cortex shuts down. That's the part of your brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and self-control. Without it, you're running on autopilot. You're reactive, impulsive, scattered, and no amount of willpower can compensate. Most people try to fix their attention with better techniques, but if they're only sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night, the problem isn't technique, it's biology. You need 7 to 9 hours. Not because it's ideal, because it's required. Anything less, and your brain is operating in survival mode. If you can't focus, check your sleep first. Go to bed at the same time. Keep your room dark and cool. Avoid screens for an hour before bed. These aren't tips, they're prerequisites. Attention starts with rest. If you're exhausted, you're not broken, you're just tired. Fix the sleep, and everything else gets easier. Chapter 11. Rebuild through deep reading. Reading is one of the most powerful tools for restoring attention, but only if you do it right. Deep reading means staying with a text long enough to think about it, not skimming, not jumping between paragraphs. Actually reading, slowly, with focus. This is hard at first. Your brain will resist. It's used to fast content, short bursts, easy exits. A book doesn't give you that. It requires patience, and that's exactly why it works. When you read deeply, you're practicing sustained attention. You're training your brain to stay with something even when it's not immediately rewarding. That skill transfers everywhere. To work, to conversations, to any task that requires focus. Start with 10 pages a day. No phone nearby, no music, just you and the book. It doesn't matter what you read. What matters is that you finish what you start and you stay present while you do it. Deep reading is not about speed, it's about depth, and depth is what most people have lost. This is how you get it back. Chapter 12. The Attention Audit. You can't fix what you don't measure. Most people have no idea where their attention actually goes. They feel busy, they feel distracted, but they don't know why. Spend one day tracking it. Every time you switch tasks, write it down. Every time you check your phone, note the time. Every time you get pulled into something, track it. At the end of the day, look at the list. You'll see the patterns, you'll see the triggers, you'll see exactly where the leaks are. This is not about judgment, it's about awareness. Once you know what's stealing your attention, you can make a plan to stop it. Maybe it's notifications, maybe it's checking email first thing, maybe it's working in a noisy space. Whatever it is, you'll know, and knowledge is the first step to change. Do this audit once, then design your day around protecting your attention. Cut the biggest leaks first. You don't have to fix everything, just the things that cost you the most. Attention is finite. Treat it like money. Track it, budget it, spend it on what matters. Chapter 13. Practice active listening. Conversations are where most people realize their attention is broken. They're talking to someone and their mind is somewhere else, planning what to say, thinking about something unrelated, half listening. This isn't just rude, it's a symptom. If you can't focus on a person right in front of you, your attention system is compromised. The fix is simple but uncomfortable. Practice full attention during conversations. No phone, no glancing around, no waiting for your turn to talk. Just listen. When your mind wanders, notice it and bring it back. Don't judge yourself, just return. This is the same skill you use in meditation, noticing distraction and choosing focus. The more you do this, the stronger your attention gets, and the side benefit is your relationships improve. People feel heard, conversations go deeper, you actually connect. Active listening is attention training disguised as social skill, and it's one of the most effective practices you can do. Because it's hard, because it's immediate, because you can't fake it. Start today. Pick one conversation, give it everything. No distractions, no half-presence, just focus. You'll be surprised how much you've been missing. Chapter 14. The Weekly Reset. Attention doesn't rebuild in a day, it rebuilds in cycles. Once a week, step back and evaluate. What worked? What didn't? Where did you lose focus? Where did you stay strong? This is not about perfection, it's about feedback. You're learning what conditions help you focus and what conditions sabotage you. And that information is gold. Use the reset to adjust. If mornings worked, protect them more. If evenings were a mess, change the routine. If certain triggers kept pulling you away, remove them. Progress is not linear. Some weeks will be better than others. That's expected. What matters is that you're paying attention to the patterns and making small corrections. This is how mastery builds. Not through massive overhauls, through small, consistent adjustments, week by week, cycle by cycle. Set a time. Sunday evening works for most people. Spend 15 minutes reviewing the week. Write down one thing to improve, then let it go and start fresh. The weekly reset keeps you honest, it keeps you learning, and it keeps you moving forward even when the progress feels slow. Chapter 15. Attention is a choice you make every day. You are not a victim of your attention, you are the architect of it. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you're rebuilding. Every time you sit with boredom instead of reaching for your phone, you're strengthening the system. Every time you protect your morning, your environment, your sleep, you're taking control back. This is not about perfection. You will slip. You will check your phone when you said you wouldn't. You will lose focus in the middle of a task. That's fine. What matters is that you notice it and choose again. Attention is built through 1,000 small decisions. Each one matters. Each one compounds. The world will keep trying to steal your focus. The apps will keep improving. The platforms will keep optimizing. But you don't have to give in. You can build a life where your attention belongs to you. It starts with one choice, one 15-minute session, one morning protected, one conversation fully present, and then another, and another. Rebuilding your attention is not a destination, it's a practice, and the practice starts now.